we live? Are we live? I think we're live. How's everybody doing? This is all 0 people. How's everybody doing? Welcome to Truth Guitar Method. My name is Joel. You can call me Joel, son of Caesar. And today we are doing the beginner guitar routine, level 2, lesson 2. I think we're live. I'm going to go ahead and just check in. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to talk a little bit about the routine and everything that's going on. Down below, you should be able to see. I do have a website, truthguitarmethod.com, where you can go ahead and go in there and download all the necessary things that you need for this particular lesson. If you are a returning guest, that is awesome. I can't believe that you're here. This is great. And I might be doing this for 0 people, and that's completely okay, because this outweighs me having to shoot a whole video about how your lesson was supposed to go, edit it, upload it, wait for the uploading, and then have nobody watch it. So this totally outweighs that. E-Star, welcome. I'm glad you are here. My voice is a little deep again. Is it really? Does it sound like I'm Barry White? Is that what we're talking about right now? Do I sound like Barry White? Can you let me know? Do I sound like Barry White? Let me go ahead and check. So right now is the beginning portion of the lesson, and right now we're just going to go ahead and do a sound check. So I'm going to make sure that everything goes well. Last week we had a few things go wrong, and the video quality was terrible, but the sound quality was good. And from my understanding is right now the sound quality is bad. So give me 1 second. Let's go ahead and check it out. Sound quality is bad. I agree. Sound quality is bad. Give me 1 second. Like witness protection. Okay. All right. Give me 1 second. Let's go ahead and switch it out here. Okay, let's try that. Does that sound better? Okay, let's try that. Does that sound better? I want to say that sounded better. I think that sounds better, right? That sounds better. I hear my voice. I'm watching it on my phone. Right now it's just sound check, guys. That's all we're doing. We're going to start the lesson in just a little bit. If you're rewatching this, I think right now we only have like 1 person in the chat, and that's completely fine. Right now it's just sound check, guys. That's all we're doing. We're going to start the lesson in just a little bit. If you're rewatching this, I think right now we only. All righty, this sounds good. Okay, I like it. All right. Thank you, E-Star. I really appreciate it. Thank you for showing up. You always show up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Well, with that said, I think the sound is good, right, E-Star? Can you give me another one if the sound is good? How's the video quality? Is the video quality good also? Can you let me know? Let me know, let me know, let me know. Just put it in the chat there. That way I can move on if we're able to move on. So I'm going to go ahead and just talk while E-Star gives me a refresh there. Again, I want to welcome you guys to Truth Guitar Method. This is not really a Q&A kind of thing, like a get to know me or anything like that. I'm simply doing this live, and like any other live that I'm going to do on Saturdays, because I know that I'm putting out lessons, and I know that the YouTube community is, some of us, when we try to learn guitar off of YouTube, we don't have a guitar teacher with us all the time. So what I'm doing is, this is kind of like, I put out my lesson on Sunday, which for example tomorrow will be lesson 3, and it comes out tomorrow. And then on Saturday I kind of go through that lesson, and you try to match up whether or not it is exactly what you've been doing. And basically what you want to do is you grab your guitar and you play along with me as I go through this live session. At the very end, I do have, if there's questions and stuff, obviously you guys can ask. But I want to welcome you if you guys are here. Video is good. Sound is good. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's see here. I want to tell you that Truth Guitar Method, the channel here on YouTube, is connected to my website, Truth Guitar Method. And at that website, basically right now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to, create a theory book, a guitar book for the guitar player, for the guitar beginner, that kind of just maps out how you're supposed to do things, when you're supposed to do things, when not to do things, how fast to do things, and so on. But it's in development. And so that's the reason I created the channel, is to kind of like archive all my ideas and all my videos and all my documents. And speaking of documents, if you go to truthguitarmethod.com and you slide over to the tab that says free stuff, you can go ahead and see a whole bunch of PDFs that are already on there. Specifically right now, I'm uploading them regularly, like once a week, because they match up with our lesson that's happening on that particular week. So for example, right now, if you were to go over there and download the guitar routine level 1 and the guitar routine level 2, you could go ahead and take part in what I'm going to go through today. So today we're going to go through our warm-up, and basically this is how you should be practicing if you are a follower of the Truth Guitar Method and you believe in the in my method, which is basically the additive process where we take an idea and we add to it as we go. Okay, so what we're going to do is the end result is you want to play guitar, right? So how do you get there? By adding little things here and there. When you build the skyscraper, you don't start building from the sides or from the top, you build a foundation. That is what Truth Guitar Method is going to give you. So the foundation begins with an effective practice routine. And so the way that it works is we work on the left hand, just the left hand, we work on the right hand, and then we work on the syncing hands together with some exercises. And then we go through the theory stuff, which is like, scales and chords. And then we work on barring exercises and things like that, because in order to be able to do some of the chords, you have to have, strength in your fingers to be able to hold down, multiple strings at the same time. Then there's a portion where we go through new technique, any new technique that that you have learned. In this case, today's lesson is lesson 2 from last Sunday. So our new techniques are ascending and descending on the left hand exercise and simple sight reading. Okay, and then I have a little 2-minute improv session, not so that I can show off my skills or anything like that, but the 2-minute improv session, I kind of just pick a song from YouTube that is not going to get me a strike or anything like that, and I pick something from there, and then I just kind of jam on it, and I explain my thought process as I'm going through the improv, so that you too can experiment that way when you are doing your improv. So this whole idea of the Truth Guitar Method is to maintain your guitar playing. And so the beginning portion of your daily practice is your practice session, your guitar routine, which is the left hand warm up, the right hand warm up, the syncing hands warm up, the scale run throughs, practicing memorizing chords, barring exercises, sight reading, new technique, a little bit of improv, and then you work on whatever you want to work on. In this case, most of the time people pick music. If you're a classical guitarist, then you're probably looking at classical guitar music. If you're a beginner acoustic guitar player, then you're probably learning how to jam, how to strum along to one of your favorite songs. And if you are one of those people that wants to become like, the next Eddie Van Halen, which unfortunately, oh my goodness, it's been such a tragic loss this week, unbelievable. I don't want to harp on this too long, but I remember the first time that I heard Eddie Van Halen, most people say, oh, I heard Eruption. And, I'm the kind of person, I love fast notes and quickness and all that stuff. But the very first song that I heard was the song Jump. And it was because I was trying to be cool, and the song Jump was everywhere. And it was in one of those like rock jams, I believe. And that's the very first time I heard Eddie Van Halen's playing. And then I discovered, other stuff. But I'll give you an example. His eruption. I've seen one particular video that's out there where he has a cigarette and he puts it on, and then he flicks it off at some point, or he flicks off a pick. During that portion, all the fast notes and the tapping, all of that is amazing. But to me, what resonates right now is those first chords. Those first chords that he plays are amazing, and that I think from now on, anytime I hear that small little progression, it's just like it's Eddie Van Halen. So back to what I was saying, picking music, right? So picking music. Maybe you're the kind of person that wants to be like the next Eddie Van Halen. And so your approach is going to be stuff like, solos and, Metallica and all that other stuff. So the music portion, I don't care about. I don't care about that. I don't care about giving you tablature for music. I don't care about teaching you a song. The Truth Guitar Method is like here to serve you so that you maintain your playing before you attack your music, right? Maintaining your playing, and then developing it as you go. All right, so quick announcement. Tomorrow, I believe the third lesson will be coming out if I can finish it tonight. The third lesson is scheduled to come tomorrow. That is level 2, lesson 3, and I believe it is called finger confusion, or confusing your fingers. And so looking forward to that. Make sure that you check it out and watch the video. And right now, I think it's time. It sounds good. I would like to hear a live of you where you chat about your guitar heroes and favorites. Ooh, yeah, that would be super cool. E-Star, thank you so much for being here. You're super supportive, and just so you know from the bottom of my heart, I love you. So let's get started, and let's go ahead and attack this lesson. So I went out last week because it was so horrible, and I'm going to do a quick little sound check on my guitar. You tell me how it sounds. I left my pick over here. Tell me how it sounds, and then I'll explain what's going to happen. So, E-Star, can you give me or anybody who's there? How does it sound? Is it too loud? Could it be louder? Awesome. Thank you so much. All right. Well, again, welcome to Truth Guitar Method. Let's get started on lesson 2, the run through. All right. So the warm up, I'm going to go ahead and check this out. Okay. Check this out. I was so mad. If you could ask my wife. I was so mad that, last week's session went so terribly with the video. And I was so upset. So upset. So I went out and I did some stuff. Okay. I did some stuff, and I think I'm better prepared today. So, ooh, look at that side bod. All right, guys. So you can hear me here. You can see the lights kind of here. This is my room, obviously. So amazing. All right. Let's get started. So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to do finger lifts. That is the left hand. Right now we're going to begin with the left hand warm up. And this is so cool because now I have a camera right here. And I can see your comments and questions over here. So over there. So that's awesome. And then my other camera is way over here. So we got 3 things going. All right, let's get started. All right, so the left hand warm up, we will start with finger lifts. Finger lifts takes place on the 5th position, which is right here, 5th position. Now remember, we talked about positions last time. A position is basically where your first finger is, and then all 4 frets after that cover all 4 fingers. So we're on the 5th position, 1st string, and 5th position, 1st string. And all we're going to do is finger lifts, and that's where you move your finger to the 2nd string, and you begin lifting 10 times slow, 10 times as fast as you can. Here we go. And I prepared for this. We're going to go to the second finger. I prepared for this. We are on the left hand warm up. If you are just tuning in, second finger. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20. I went farther, because I stuck my hand in the middle of the whole thing. As fast as you can, bring it down. Third finger, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. As fast as you can. And down, pinky. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. As fast as you can. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. So right now we have the left hand only being used. The right hand is kind of just holding on for dear life. And so we've got finger swaps now. Same position. And these two fingers are going to hold on while these two are swapping between the first and the second string. We'll do that 10 times. And 1, 2, 13. And now the first finger and the fourth finger are going to be down, and 2 and 3 will be up. I'll turn up the volume just a little bit. There should be not too much sound. So here we go, 2 and 3. And then 1 and 2 will stay, and 3 and 4 will switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's good. So we did the finger swaps. Very good. Make sure you stretch your hands. I wouldn't pop my fingers, as I would tell you on my right hand. I don't know how true this is, but I have terrible, terrible arthritis on this finger. So thankfully not in this hand. All right, so hammer-ons. We're going to do hammer-on slurs. And all we're doing is we're getting the fingers used to doing this activity on the 5th position. We're going to go 1 and 2. So 1. And it's just a tap. We are not slurring with a pull-off. So just tapping. Really what's happening is we're exercising the fingers' motion of getting used to tapping on the string. And now 1 and 3. So you want to get your fingers used to that motion of striking the string. 1 and 4. Good. And then we switch to 2 and 3. Here we go. 2 and 3. Now, while I'm doing this, you got to pay attention very carefully to the first and second string, that they are not popping out this way, that they remain curved and just kind of hovering around. Good. And after that, 2 and 4. Get your finger used to that strike. And after that, we have 1 and 4 and just the attack, right? Don't curl your fingers, don't stick them out, just let them hover. Good. The next thing we're going to do on the left hand is sliding. You will need your right hand for this. Today I'm using my PRS guitar. And the reason is I was going to go with classical, but since last week's video was horrible, I wanted to leave something with the electric guitar going, and I broke a nail. The other ones are beautiful, and this one's terrible. All right, so we're going to do some sliding, and here we're going to do some octave sliding. Remember, last week we talked about how to slide properly, which was 2 different types of slides. Is when you want this note to pop out, and then the full octave after that is here. Right? But on the written notation or on the written tablature, you might get this note and then this note, which means that the slide has to happen super quietly, stealthy. Now, if you had two notes with a little squiggly line, right, then that means that it would glissando. And if you're going to be a guitar player, might as well learn how to do both. So the first one, which is the easiest one, and then the second one is a strike with your right hand, lift, slide, attack. Second finger, glissando. Third finger, glissando. And then the stealthy one. And then the pinky, even though we rarely use the pinky to go that far. You want to train your fingers to do as much as possible. Now, by no means do I consider myself a shredder of any sorts, but I believe that my fingers are a cling to a lot of different situations. So once you're done with the sliding, again, you want to try and do it with both ways. And then you can do some short slides where you could go from 5 to 6, 5 to 7, 5 to 8, 5 to 9 with the first finger. And on the right hand, we're not really warming up the right hand. We're just kind of using the right hand to be able to get that sound. That's pretty much it. But your thought process, your thinking needs to be applied to just the left hand. That's what we're focused on. That's where our warm-up is. All right, after that, we have ascending and descending. This is one of the new techniques, and that is a new warm-up activity for your left hand. And basically all it is 1, 2, 3, 4, and ascend all the way to 12 or 24, however you want, and then back. All right, so let's see here. Let me move this way a little bit. That StreamYard logo is in the way. All right. Again, if you're just tuning in, you want to pick up your guitar and join us. That'd be amazing. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it continues ascending. And no right hand use, so I'm just going to rest my right hand. Now, you don't want to do this mindlessly. The idea is that every finger attacks the string with the same amount of pressure, the same amount of weight. And then the training also comes to your thumb. Some people, when they're moving their fingers, they leave their thumb behind, and then you can't go any faster. That happens to me all the time. And then descending, which is 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, you're just focusing on the muscle, on the training of the fingers to attack. Okay. Last week I did the first string. I'm going to go ahead and do also the second string today. But at home, what you want to do for the ascending and descending is from the 1st to the 6th. It'll take a little bit more time. But in order for us to save some time, I'm not going to do the whole thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, ascending. Now it takes a little bit more of a thought because the second finger is a different gauge. It takes a little bit more pressure to apply to the string in order for it to come down. And then descending. If you're just joining us, this is for beginner routine exercise. If you're a beginner, this is what you want to be doing in order to maintain your playing. If you're an intermediate or advanced player, this is great for you too. I mean, it never hurts to go back to the basics. All right, so that completes our left hand warm-up, and so we move on now to our right hand warm-up. So moving on to our right hand, Again, I want to thank you, those of you who are here. I see 2 people on the chat, and if you come in, don't be a fly on the wall. Feel free to comment. All right, so the right hand. So now we're going to be talking about the attack over here on the right hand. Oh man, this idea was amazing. Here we go. Okay, so the attack on the right hand, right here, we're going to go ahead and just warm up the right hand, no left hand right now. What you can do is you can mute your strings if you want to. Normally I do, because then they're really noisy when they're open. So I'm going to go ahead and just mute my strings, and I'm going to do alternating. So I'm going to go from the first string to the 8th to the 6th string and to the first string, and we're going to do alternating down, up, down, up. Now, if you're a complete and total beginner, you want to do this down first, 4 times each, all the way up and all the way down, and then up all the way. And it's not so that you can do extra work. Literally, what you're teaching your hand to do is to get used to the feeling of striking the string going down and striking the string going up. And then you do the alternate. But for the purpose of this video, we're just going to go ahead and focus on the alternating. So we're going to go down, up, down, up. Now you do want to do this with the metronome. I have a metronome with me, but I'm not going to turn it on because can you imagine? Click, 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 plus my talking, plus the guitar. Super annoying. If you're a beginner, I recommend you start at 60 beats per minute and then slowly increase it as the day goes. After that, we're going to do alternating bursts. So what you're going to do is you're going to attack 1, 2, 3, 4, and then double time it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and next string. Struggle with counting, use a 1-syllable word or a 2-syllable word. Eat, 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 eat. Pizza, 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 pizza. Eat, 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 eat. Perfect. All right. So we did alternating bursts. We warmed up our right hand, and we want to warm up our strumming. And for our strumming, what we're going to do is, again, all down strums, all up strums, and then combined strumming. It's just getting the hand used to and the wrist used to that motion. So here we go. That's 1. 3 more. Two more. Last one. And that's it. And again, you can do different things with it. Hey, how you doing, RJ's Cave? How's it going? Thank you for joining. What we're doing right now is we are doing the lesson 2 review that came out last week. It's just a playthrough, a run through. If you want to participate, just grab your guitar and join us. Right now, we're doing a right hand warm up. All right, guys, so the next thing we're going to do is the beginner arpeggio. This is not sweeping arpeggios, if that's what you're assuming when you've watched this. This is regular arpeggio. If you are doing classical guitar, what you would be attacking is you would be attacking with your fingers, P, I, M, A. In our case, we are not doing that. We are using our pick, and that's to be able to play different things such as arpeggiating through different chords. For example, the C chord, which I have right now. right? So arpeggiating through chords like that, that's where this exercise comes from. But we got to warm up the right hand first. So what we're doing is we're going 6, 3, 2, 1, just down. And then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then 4, 3, 2, 1, and then 5, 3, 2, 1, and so on. So here we go. 1, 2. Now you can do this 2 ways, where you strike everything downwards. Or you can strike the last string up, and that kind of lets you redirect your arm into going back to the next string. So it'd be down, 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 up, down, 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 up. And that again allows your hand to begin to move in the direction that it has to attack next. Okay, so once you've done them all down, then you want to do the down and up, going from the top to the bottom and then back. So we've been going 6, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 5, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 5, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 6, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. And that's just getting your right hand used to that feeling of jumping between strings, over strings, and attacking different strings, going down and up. It's super needed, especially if you're not interested in flashy stuff. You're not interested in just full on strumming, but you're more into like the ethereal, calm playing, And that's basically what you're getting your hand used to. All right, so that completes the right hand warm-up. So we've got right hand, left hand, right hand, I'm sorry. The next one is our syncing hand warm-up. That's where we take ideas that we've already done on the right hand and the left hand and apply them to get our fingers to sync and communicate together. Now, one of the first lessons that we had for the level 2 was doing this exact same thing, but running the exercises. Let me see here real quick. I'm looking at myself. Video looks good. Okay, good. I'm glad the video looks good. All right. So so everything we've done on the right hand, everything we've done on the left hand, and kind of applying it and doing it together. If you're just joining us, thank you for joining us. Welcome to Truth Guitar Method. Right now, what we're doing is we're going over the lesson that came out last Sunday, which was level 2, lesson 2. And I'm just going through a rundown. So if you are into it, grab your guitar and join us. We just did our left hand warm-up and our right hand warm-up, and now we are at our syncing hand warm-up. So this exercise that we are going to do first has to do attacks both the alternating and then the ascending exercise over here. So we're going to go to the 5th position here. Let me see if I can move over. 5th position here. Okay, and we're going to do each note, right? And so ultimately what you want to do is ascend and descend back and forth, right? Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. But we have an attack where we have to go with by 4s, by 3s, by 2s, and by 1s to get your hand training to begin to start to move quicker. So we're going to go by 4s first. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you're a beginner, you don't want to start this fast because by the time you get to 1, you're going to be blazing. All right, here we go. Ready, go. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Next finger. 2, 3, 4. Next finger. 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and then immediately switch to 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. As you approach your first finger, get ready to immediately switch to 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So that's the exercise, and that's getting them to communicate together. Now, normally I would do this with a metronome. I'm not doing it with the metronome at the moment because this is going to be a lot of noise, and I just don't want anything else to go wrong with our playing. So when you do this, you want to do this at a slow tempo, and then a little bit faster, and then at a tempo you know you're going to fail. And that's just so that you tell your hands, hey, you know what? This is a possibility, but you're not there yet. And so you'd be amazed what the brain can do once you've done that, and then you take it slower, but still, you know, a little bit faster than normal. Your fingers will adjust. So you might do this at 60, right? So and then like at a ridiculous speed. Okay, and you do that by 4s, 3s, 2s, and then 1s. And that's to get the hands syncing and communicating. All right, so the next is the adjacent exercise. The adjacent finger exercise is a lengthy one, so I won't be stopping for this, but you'll hear me either say 5, 6, 7, or 8, and I'm talking about fret 5, fret 6, fret 7, or 8. Or you might hear me say 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, and in that case, I'm talking about my fingers, finger 1 and 2, 2 and 3, and 3 and 4. Okay, now if you are following the Truth Guitar method and you are starting to apply it to your playing, which is the additive process, you don't want to miss tomorrow's lesson because it has to do with the adjacent finger exercise and confusing your fingers when you're playing it. Plus, there will be tabs for that. I need to finish working on that today. But anyway, again, if you're brand new and you're just, you know, a fly on the wall, just go ahead and drop a hello if you want to, and let me know that you're here. All right, let's continue. So we're doing the adjacent finger exercise, 5th position. And we're going to do 1, 2. So 5, 6, all the way up, all the way down. I will not stop. This goes straight to. It's straight through. It goes 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 4. Or if you're thinking of it by frets, 5, 7, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 5, 7, 6, 8, 5, 8. Here we go. 1, 2. I'm going to do it slow. If you're playing along, play with me. At home, you can do it at whatever speed you want. Just make sure that you are successful when you play it. Here we go. Ready, set, ready, go. And 1, 2. And with the sinking hand exercise, the goal is to get your fingers to communicate. 2, 3. 3, 4. Your fingers should not be popping out or in tension. It should just be kind of floating, hovering around the strings. 5, 7. 6, 8. 4's your pinky to do the full motion. Pinkies are usually the weakest fingers, and they should be. 5, 8. They should become a part of your arsenal when you're playing. There you go. Now, when you are done with this one, if you want to extend the practice of the adjacent finger exercise, then you want to move it to where the frets are a little bit wider, right? To force your fingers to have to work a little extra, and then go to a spot where the frets are a little bit tighter to force your fingers to have to, you know, work in tight spaces. Like 3 and 4 are kind of tough here. Okay, so you can move it around. You know, it's completely up to you. Last sinking hand exercise. If you are doing this, you're not gonna want to miss tomorrow's lesson, which is finger confusion. I do use the semi-chromatic scale, kind of move it around to give your fingers, I don't know, man, a better way of thinking, a better way of attacking. So we're gonna do this on the 9th position here. And the semi-chromatic scale works like this. It's 2 times at a regular tempo, kind of like when we did the bursts here. Right? When we did that with the right hand, but we're going to apply it to both the right hand and the left hand. So we're going to go first string, second string, and then burst. And by burst, I don't mean just like, okay? I mean like actually mechanically walk through, run through each of the beats and the in-betweens properly. So here we go. 2 times slow, 2 times fast, 2 times slow, and then we shift up to the 10th position and we run it back to the first string. So here we go, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, and if you are a complete beginner and you're doing this exercise, you do want to try and do it with just the down picking and then the up picking, and then after you've done both down picking and up picking, then you can combine it. And just like before, you want to do this in 4s, 3s, 2s, and 1s. So you can also go 1, 2, 3, 4. And it'll take forever, but it gives your fingers new ways to think, new ways to train. And you also want to do it at a slow tempo and then a quicker tempo. So let's do it at a quicker tempo. If you're playing along, here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ready, steady, ready, go. And whoops. And then you also want to take it at a ridiculous level, so that you teach your fingers that failure is not an option. It is just a moment in time that you can overcome. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And so on. Okay, so that's the sinking hand warm-ups, and there's a whole bunch coming for this in the level 2 guitar routine, but right now what we're running through is basically level 1 routine with small additions like the ascending and descending. So now what we're going to go ahead and do, we're going to go into your scale practice. Now, assuming that you are following the Truth Guitar method, right? If you're following the Truth Guitar method, then so far all we know is the chromatic scale in the open position, the pentatonic A minor and C major scale. We also know the major pattern, 3 notes per string, and the minor pattern, 3 notes per string on the 6th, 5th, and 4th, and I believe also 3, 2, and 1. So let's get to the scales, man. There are more scales coming in this, Guitar 2 routine. So the first one, chromatic scale. This one is basically 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Third string, remember, no 4th finger. Third string is a pain. And then backwards. Right? And again, you can attack this by 4s, 3s, 2s, and 1s, which is something I'm going to do. Mechanics, the quest of perfection. Yeah, man, you know what? Mechanics always comes first. Mechanics are definitely something that you want to work on, right, mechanically, but at some point you definitely want to break away from the mechanics and include your feeling into the playing, right? So if I were mechanical with the chromatic scale, I'd be talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and it's all part of the training, right? The mechanics, right? The mathematics behind it. But then when you add your flair, you want to and and so on, right? You had your feeling, and that wasn't a very good feeling. That was like, I feel like going to the restroom. That's what that felt like. All right, here we go. By 4s, 3s, 2s, and then 1s, it's going to be extra long, guys. So here we go. Hang in there if you're just joining in, and this is your scale practice. Here we go. Ready? Chromatic scale, open position. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you've got your guitar, go. 1. 3rd fret. 2nd fret. 1st, open. 4th finger, 2nd string. 3rd fret. With your right hand, make sure that you are attacking. Don't be light on it. I'm playing slightly light because I don't want it to overpower the microphone. But you don't want to be light. You want to make sure you attack. We're going to be here for a while with this one. 4, 3, 2, 1, open. 1, 2. If you go back to the first lesson in this session, which is lesson 1 on how to approach the guitar routine, I talk about attacking everything by 4s, 3s, 2s, and 1s. This is something that you want to do to get your fingers working with, their stamina, how long they're going to be able to last and play along. Plus also, you're messing with your mind, man. Can you stay focused as you play? Immediately you switch to 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So immediately our speed went up just because we switched to 3. But I'm really not going any faster. Just playing less notes. Make sure you use the tip of your finger when you're playing. Make sure your fingers are curved. And don't change the alternate picking. Keep going alternate. If you accidentally repeat, that's fine. But be fully aware. Ooh, I had a blip there. Remember, 3rd string, only 3 frets. 2nd string. The moment you get to that G sharp, that 4th fret on the 1st string, immediately switch to 2, no stopping. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Don't forget to breathe. I'm breathing. Whoops. Almost played that 4th finger. And then immediately switch just to 1. Start to speed it up. And there's your chromatic scale. Okay, that was work right there, man. That was work. Whew, I don't do that often. And I should be able to do it quicker. I started talking and I made some mistakes. All right, pentatonic scale, pentatonic pattern. The pentatonic pattern that we're doing right now is the G shape. The G shape, which starts on the 6th string here. And we go 1 4 1 3 1 3 1 3 1 4 1 4. That's the pattern we're doing right now for the G shape. The next lesson, which is set for October the 18th, is pentatonic shapes, man. We're going to talk about all 5 pentatonic shapes, basically your caged system. Okay. All right. So pentatonic shape. And again, you want to do this by 4s. I am going to do this by 4s, 3s, 2s, and 1s. I'm going to adjust this camera just a little bit. Oh, look at my fat face. Look at that fat face. Okay, there you go. Okay. Pentatonics rocks. Yeah, man. Pentatonic is gold. It's like butter. It is the breadwinner. Right? But you do definitely want to become more versatile by knowing majors and minors and modes and all kinds of stuff. But pentatonic is good too. A lot of people get rich just playing pentatonic. Not me, but other people. All right, so by 4s, 3s, 2s, and 1s, we're going to start from the 6th string to the 1st, back to the 6th. If you've got your guitar, play with me. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ready, steady, ready, go. And 1, 2, 3. Absolutely, the musical safety net. There's nothing wrong with it. Heck yeah, man. Zach Wild. That's by 4s. As soon as you get to that first note, by 3s. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 1. By 2s. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. By 1s. And that pattern is the same anywhere you take it. If you take it here, whoa, same thing. Anywhere you take it, you can do it anywhere you want. Finally, the major and minor 3-note per string patterns. What I'm going to do is, since we are in level 2 and lesson 2, I'm going to start doing the 2 1/4 octave 3-note per string scale. And I'm saying 2 1/4 octave because that's really what's happening. And I'm going to go ahead and show you those patterns because we're going to start to use them more. So might as well just get used to them, right? So with the first one, we're going to go ahead and go with the G major scale, right? And so here we've got, let's see here. Let me adjust this camera real quick. Okay, so here we've got, on the 6th string, we're going to go 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 7, then 4, 5, 7 on the next 2, and then 5, 7, 8. All right, so when you're practicing your scales, you do want to be memorizing them. That's super important. Again, you can do this by 4s, 3s, 2s, and 1s. I'm going to do this one by, I'm going to do it by 4s, 3s, 2s, and 1s. So I'm going to go a little quicker. So here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, ready, go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. I might have started too fast. Every note 4 times. As soon as you finish, jumps to 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Keep that alternate going. Speed is the same. 2s. Be even with your playing. 1s. Okay, so be even with your 1s. Make sure that everything is coming out nice and even. Not. That's uneven. Not. Right, in whatever you're doing. And then the minor scale. So the minor scale, we'll go to, well, we're going to be doing mode soon, so might as well just go to its minor. So E minor, 12th position. We're going to get out of that position. We're going to extend a little bit. And the minor scale pattern for 3 notes per string is 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4. So 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4. And then it'll be 12, 14, 16, 12, 14, 16. And then also, same idea of stretching it out, but there's a shift. So now it's 13, 15, 17. And then 14, 15, 17. So that's the 3-note. That's the 3-note per string scale, Metallica scale, E minor. Yeah. Whoop. Okay, so 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Here we go. Ready? Now there's a crunch here, man. So you got to work on your fingers getting close to each other. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Ready? Go. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stretch. Stretch. Shift. Another shift. Instantly, remember. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Instantly to 2. Okay, so 4, 3, 2, and 1. And that completes your scales, man, for now. There are more scales coming in the level 2 guitar routine. Now, as far as the next section, which is chord practice, really, honestly, the way I'm not going to go ahead and play any chords here, because honestly, you should be playing chords according to, if you are a person who is learning guitar on your own on YouTube, or on your own, and you're an adult, or you a kid, whoever you are, right? You're learning guitar. Yes, you want to learn your basic chords like G major, D major, A minor, and all that stuff. Absolutely, yes. And you want to practice switching between them. If you go to truthguitarmethod.com, you need to download off of the free stuff on the tab a thing that says chord diminution. It basically talks about how to approach switching from one chord to the next chord successfully, right? Going 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, it's this thing called diminution where, the time between the switch is diminished slowly by 4s, 3s, 2s, and 1s, and it gets you to play a lot faster. But in reality, I can't go over any chords, man, because I have no idea what chords you're going over. So whatever song you're doing, that's where you would fit in these chords. So like, let's say that you were doing, November Rain by Guns N' Roses, for example. And during November Rain, whatever the chords are in that song, that's what you want to be practicing. And it's kind of like a prep, right? It's kind of like a look into what you're going to do. And by the time you finish your maintaining, you're developing this routine. By the time you get to the song, your hands are already warmed up. They're ready to go. You can play the chords. That's really what you want to be doing during the chord portion. Now, the other thing you want to be doing during the chord portion, especially if you are weak with your barring exercises, this is something that you want to do. This barring exercise was taught to me in college by my professor. I had very weak fingers. Now I could play, your regular minor chord and your major chord, but there's some funky stuff out there in classical music where, it's a half a bar or a half a bar with your finger, all weird this way. And the only way to practice that is to strengthen your barring finger. And this nonsense of adding your finger to it is, how do I say this? Crap. Don't do that. What you're doing is you're giving your finger a crutch and never getting used to playing. What you don't want to do that. You set it up for failure. So a real proper way to attack the barring is, for example, if you go to the 5th fret, right, and that's where the barring exercise starts, you lay it flat right on the fret, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right on the 5th fret, and you roll it over. It's a roll. In reality, what I'm doing is I'm attacking with this portion of my finger. And I don't know if you can see, it's not zooming in, I don't think, but there's callus there, man. There's callus there because the callus is supposed to be here, not here. This is the chunky part of this is the weak part of your finger, okay? So on its side almost. So this portion I'm going to do with my thumb, with my skin, because then it's going to be super loud. But basically what you're going to do is you're going to lift, play the 5th fret. These 3 fingers don't move. They stay curved. They don't poke out or anything. It's just like this. We're strengthening our barring finger. So down, up, down, up. Now on the back, my thumb is stable. It's not moving. It's not lifting. It's not doing anything. It's just there. So 1, up, 1, up. You do that a couple times to get used to that feeling. Once you're done with that barring portion of exercise, then you're going to go, you're going to move the barring. Usually when you're playing bar exercises, the bar moves. And you got to be able to move, right? Wherever it is you're going. So what you're going to do is you're going to do 5, open, 6, open. Return to 5. Now you go to 7. Return to 5. Always doing an open. And 8. Return to 5. 9. Return to 5. 10. You can keep going to 11 if you want, but I like to return here. So 9. 8. 7. 6. 4. Because the tension is a lot greater there. 2. 1. 2. Now this sounds terrible. So in your home, if you live with other people and you're doing this exercise, they're going to tell you to shut up. For sure. I mean, you could just play a song, right? But the problem is, just playing a song doesn't do anything. Just playing a song is fun. Just playing a song only attacks the techniques that song brings. You don't want to do that. So you want to maintain. And the maintaining is the most annoying thing that your family will hear. It's the reason I had to move away from my home and I don't speak to my parents anymore. Just kidding. That's not true. All right. So the next thing is your sight reading. Okay. Now I'm not going to do any sight reading here, obviously, because it's kind of difficult. So this is the portion where we talk about new technique review. Last week, the new technique was the ascending on the left hand, and we did that already. And then descending on the left hand as well. And then we talked about last week on the Sunday video that came out was simple sight reading. I've got good news for you, man. If you're trying to learn how to do some simple sight reading, or even just tablature reading, if you know me, you know that I could care less. I could care less if you're more into reading notes, or if you more into reading tablature. I could care less. I could care less. If you were a student trying to study classical guitar music, then yes, obviously you need to learn how to read music, because that's one of the requirements. But if you're just like any other guy that just wants to learn how to play guitar, man, and jam because you didn't do it when you were a kid, then you don't really need to read music. But I am going to tell you something. If you familiarize yourself with reading some music, you'll be better for it. You'll understand it. You'll understand tablature. You'll understand time and what the notes mean. So the real good news is for this new technique, which is sight reading, you're going to want to go to TGM, Truth Guitar Method. You're going to want to go to the free tabs, free stuff tabs, and scroll down. And at the very bottom, under the level 2 guitar routine, you'll find a level 1 sight reading and a level 1.2 sight reading. You're going to want to start with the first one. Start doing those exercises. The sight reading takes place on the open strings, on the first fret, on the second, on the third, and the fourth. That's it. None of this other stuff over here, because we're not ready for it, right? So if you want to try, go there. Let me see. These exercises may seem monotonous, but they are incredibly important. Yes, they are, man. Absolutely. Even me, when I become busy at work because I'm doing work or I'm doing concerts or whatever it is that I'm doing at work, because I'm an elementary music teacher. Whatever I'm doing, when I can't get around to playing guitar, if you were to ask my wife, the very first thing I do, I come in here and I put on the metronome and I just start playing exercises. So yes, they are the most important. You'll learn what you need to learn as your music journey evolves. That is true. That is true. However, you can manipulate how your journey goes, right? And in Truth Guitar Method, the belief system is that I map out how and what roads to take to get you to playing guitar super quick. Although you already know how to play, RJ, right? I've seen a couple of your videos. And so if you're already a player, awesome. What you might want to do is check out the website and check out some of the stuff there, because you might enjoy it. You might enjoy some of that stuff. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. This is the portion where I'm going to do a 2-minute improv. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick my most latest and greatest video. Not true. It's only got 77 views. It's been a day. It's been a full day. And the song or the backing track that I posted on there is called, what is it called? It's called Glass House. I'm taking a look at it right now, and I'm connecting it on your, let me see here. Give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. On your, on the sound, you know what? I'm not going to lie to you. It might not sound the greatest, but I'm going to play and I'm going to talk as I'm improvising to kind of reveal what I am doing. If you are interested in learning how to begin to improvise properly, because there's a right way, and then there's the wrong way, and then there's the super advanced way that probably not even I can do, okay? But if you are like me and improvising was not something easy that you just kind of grabbed, then you might want to check out my How to Improv video for beginners. It is one of the first videos that I put up, and it'll teach you how to think as you're going. And really, it's just thinking about, what words to say. All right, let me take a look here. I see some comments coming in. Siren isn't needed for the guy looking to jam in his bedroom, but if in doing that is true, absolutely, and that's what I was saying. He feels a desire to go beyond the bedroom. It may be time to embrace something he didn't need. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. You don't need to sight read. You don't need to know tabs. You don't need to do any of that stuff. I include it because I approach the truth guitar method as a teacher, and as a teacher, I fully believe that it is something that you could use eventually. And like I mentioned in my last video, what if you were stuck in a cave, getting to a pirate's treasure, the Goonies, and you were the only one that could play the notes that were set before you on that piano ahead of you. I'm a stubborn, self-taught guy, so there's still stuff for me to learn. Yeah, man. You know what? I learn every single day from other players. All right. So 2-minute improv. Here we go. So this is based off of B flat. What I'm going to do is I'm going to approach this as slowly, thinking of a word. For example, just think of the words go home, go home, go home, go home. You can think of another phrase in your head. I don't know. I hate pepperoni. I hate pepperoni. I hate pepperoni. Go home. And I've got two phrases. Go home and I hate pepperoni. Go home. I hate pepperoni. I hate pepperoni. Right, that's a way to think about it. If you have trouble creating rhythms, just think of a phrase in your mind and then approach it that way. I'm going to rewind it here a little bit. I don't know how well you guys can hear it, but I'm going to rewind it just a little bit. And basically, it's a B flat major. So what you're going to do is you can find B flat up here. It's right here. That's your major. So your scale can go. Or you can do your major. You just find your B flat major, which is right here. And you do 3 notes. Or you can find it here. All right, so knowing the scales, knowing where to go is definitely something that you need in order to be able to play. And then we get into more complicated stuff like modes. So definitely knowing your scales is definitely one of those things you want to do in order to be able to improv fluidly, right? I mean, you can just do the major scale, but just going up and down won't make it sound like you're feeling anything. Okay, so if you're struggling with improvising, definitely something to do is go download that or go watch that video on my channel called Improvising for Beginners. And it kind of teaches you to learn phrases in your head that you're used to and then apply those phrases to what you're playing. Okay. All right. And the last thing is how to pick music, guys. If you are picking music, okay, if you are picking music, you definitely want to be able to pick your music by thinking about your playing level. Whatever your playing level, that's basically where you should be picking, right? For example, if you're a beginner, you might not want to pick Eruption. That might not be the way to go, right? If you're an advanced player, but you think you can handle it, definitely do it. I'm an advanced player, and I don't even think I can handle it. It's crazy, man, if you guys have ever heard that piece. All right, so finally, the last things, I think I only saw the chat come up to three people, and I am so grateful for those 3 people. This completely outweighs me having to shoot a whole other video and edit it and go through the motions and put the different things in the video. This beats it completely, 100%. So if there are any questions, right now is the time to ask. It could be about absolutely everything, including whether or not I know the answer to the universe, which I do, but that's for another video. So if you have any questions, make sure you drop them in. If you do not have any questions, I'm going to go ahead and just let you know we are on a countdown of 4 minutes. Usually these videos take about an hour and 20, an hour and 30 minutes through the warm-up. And your warm-up would take about that long. Okay, so that's the maintaining portion. Now, what I do want to say about the Truth Guitar Method is an idea of maintaining your guitar playing and developing it as you are playing your fun stuff and jamming out and being in bands and all this other stuff. That's not set aside. I'm not saying don't go to YouTube and find ways to play your favorite song. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying maintain your playing with all these other things, with the left hand warm-up, with the right hand warm-up, with the syncing warm-up, knowing your scales, knowing your chords, knowing new techniques, a little bit of sight reading, a little bit of tablature, and then picking your music and working your way to that. What I'm saying is develop and maintain your playing. That's what TGM is here for. So we've got about 1.5 minutes. If there's any questions, drop your questions now, and then I will try to answer them. And those of you who showed up to this live session, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. I know I'm fully aware that I am a small YouTuber who has a full-time job and has to do that all the time, and that I probably shoot these videos for absolutely no one. I completely understand that, but I am so happy doing it, and I'm so happy helping people develop and their technique and everything else. So if you like TGM, make sure that you subscribe, you hit the little bell so that you're notified. Tomorrow or Monday, the next video should be coming, and that is confusing your fingers. It's a lesson on how to confuse your fingers and the benefits of confusing your fingers. All right, guys, if there's no more questions, we have about a minute left. And I'm just going to say thank you, and go ahead and just start counting down because I don't see any questions. I don't know who's here. I see that there are 3 people. I think that's the highest it went today. Last time it went a little higher. And I really appreciate those of you who showed up. So this is done. If you manage to catch this on the rerun and you make it this far, thank you also. Okay. All right, guys. The countdown starts. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Don't forget to go to truthguitarmethod.com and download all that free stuff, man. I work on it. It's for free, and I'm not going to ask you for anything. See ya, guys. Thank you so much. Bye.